Okay, everyone, it looks like we're going to get going this morning. So good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today on our webinar on Microsoft's Enterprise Mobility plus Security, or what we call EMS. Please note that we will be recording this webinar today. My name is Andy Jonak, and I'm Director of Marketing here at Vicom Computer Services, and I'll be hosting things today. So Vicom is a 35-year-old IT solution and services provider that's headquartered in the New York metro area that helps organizations implement, optimize, maintain, and transform their IT environments, and specifically their IT infrastructure environments. And my role within the organization is to be one of the main evangelists of all the services and solutions we provide. Also, let me introduce our featured speaker and subject matter expert today, Donnie Hout. Donnie is one of Vicom's enterprise infrastructure architects, and a big part of what Donnie does and is responsible for today is working with organizations and helping them with their Office 365 environments. That includes helping them evaluate the technology, implement the technology, integrate it within their environments, and to make sure, just as importantly, or most importantly, make sure it continues to provide value. So we hope that you find the webinar and information presented today to be intriguing and, most importantly, useful. As we were discussing today is something that we see that's very significant to the organizations that we work with. How do you keep your Office 365 environment secure, and what does Microsoft offer to help you to be able to do that? So before we get going, some quick logistics. The webinar we have scheduled for a total of 1 hour today, and as I mentioned above, we will be recording the session. Our presentation, you figure, will probably take about 35 minutes or so or thereabouts, and then we will leave time at the end of the presentation for questions. But if you do have questions throughout the webinar, please submit them to the chat window. So all attendees will be muted throughout the presentation, but we will unmute at the end of the presentation to give everybody the ability to be able to ask questions. So with that said, thank you again for joining today, and let's get going. So IT environments today are increasingly complex. We all know it. We all live and breathe it every day. We have environments that are on-prem, cloud environments, or a combination thereof, hybrid cloud or multi-cloud environments. And we see that firms are increasingly looking at and implementing Office 365 to help reduce complexity within these environments. They want their lives and they want their environments to be easier to control and manage. And Office 365 has become the foundation of productivity for firms. And it makes sense. Firms don't want to host and maintain these services, including mail anymore, on-prem anymore. They want to be able to have their people focus upon higher value services that IT can provide to be able to help drive the business forward. And Microsoft has done a great job with Office 365, so much so that most of the firms we work with today are either using Office 365 or evaluating it. But because it has become so popular and so pervasive, what does that mean to firms in regards to security? As security is and always will be, of course, for all of us, a big focus. Microsoft has had security solutions for Office 365, but frankly, their portfolio has been a bit ambiguous, where people were trying to figure out what exactly Microsoft has to offer. That has changed with Microsoft's Enterprise Mobility plus Security, or EMS, which is Microsoft's recent rebranding and repackaging of their security solutions for Office 365. What we found is that firms still aren't sure what Microsoft EMS is all about, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So with that being said, now what I'd like to do is turn it over to Donnie Hout. Again, Donnie is Vicom's Enterprise Infrastructure Architect and focuses heavily upon Office 365 and the solutions that surround it, such as Microsoft's EMS. So Donnie, I would like to go ahead and turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Andy, for that introduction, and thanks to all of you for joining us here on this webinar, where we'll discuss some of the challenges facing IT organizations and review the specific Microsoft products and solutions that address those challenges. Vicom, as Andy mentioned, Vicom has been working with clients for years to address the growing security concerns that many companies are experiencing, and we feel that our expertise in this area might help some of you to understand your options and technology capabilities that could allow you to improve your overall security posture. As we all know, there has been a paradigm shift over the past 10 years regarding how IT functions overall. It used to be that users would have one company-owned device, usually a desktop, that would physically reside in an office. Business applications would be hosted mostly within a single on-premise data center, and authentication was almost always handled via the on-premise Active Directory system. Many processes were manual. IT tended to be reactive, and users required a lot of hand-holding by first and second level help desk services to assist with service requests. This entire model has been upended, mostly due to BYOD and cloud. As users expected to access business applications from their brand new iPhone, versus their 4-year-old desktop, IT was forced to figure out how to support it. In order to stay competitive, IT has needed to find ways to be able to automate more processes, become more agile and proactive with addressing issues before they occur, and provide end users the ability to provide their own self-service for things like password resets. In addition, the influx of SaaS cloud-based applications has required IT to come up with single sign-on solutions to address the new business needs of their users when it comes to accessing all of these new disparate applications. So users today expect to be able to work from anywhere with any device and use applications across various platforms to access corporate data. The on-premises world of data accessibility through enterprise-controlled devices and limited connectivity channels is now outdated. The line between laptops and mobile devices is blurrier than ever. iOS and Android devices are scaling up their processing power to match entry-level laptops, providing high performance for running productivity applications. This comes with its share of challenges, especially for the safety and security of corporate data. Employees' interactions with external users, devices, apps, and data have become increasingly more complex, generating new blind spots for IT. Managing identity and devices, protecting information, and addressing new cyber attacks have turned into complex platforms. These require governance planning concerning security and identity management. Here are some depressing statistics that can help frame and quantify these security challenges even more. The average data breach often costs businesses over $4 million. Most breaches are caused by weak or stolen passwords, which are often gathered through the use of phishing attacks. And although there are over 300,000 malware variants created every day, surprisingly, a large percentage of compromised machines don't even have any malware, as attackers have found other ways in order to get in and access corporate data. The good news is that Microsoft is working hard to make our data safe again with Microsoft Enterprise Mobility and Security, or EMS. EMS was designed to help manage and protect users, devices, apps, and data. This integrated suite of products enables companies to manage who has access to corporate resources while protecting and securing businesses and customer information on all devices, anywhere, in real time. I'd like to begin our discussion with highlighting 3 key features that can demonstrate how Microsoft EMS can help secure your Office 365 tenant and in turn protect your information and investments. Identity management, device management, and information protection are those key features that we'd like to discuss. As we mentioned, users expect single sign-on authentication for mobile applications. And we can all agree that remembering multiple IDs and passwords is a common problem. This is why many organizations use on-premises identity management technologies, like Microsoft Active Directory. Now, given the extent of Office 365 usage, if businesses were to connect every single SaaS-based application directly to their on-premises identity management system, IT would end up having every cloud application connected to Active Directory, which would likely become a nightmare to manage. Fortunately, there is now a simpler approach. Microsoft has extended its on-premises Windows Server Active Directory system to the cloud, and this new expanded solution for identity management Microsoft has called Azure Active Directory Premium. The on-premises directory service is still essential, but you can connect it to Azure AD, and it will connect directly to each SaaS-based application. Azure AD currently provides single sign-on to more than 2,000 cloud-based applications, including Office 365, Salesforce, Box, ServiceNow, and so on. This service does more than just single sign-on authentication. It also provides some of the following features. Privileged access management, which provides additional control over user identities that require privileged access or administrative access, including the ability to discover, restrict, and monitor them. Secure remote access that enables protected access to on-premises applications published within Azure AD. without having to use a VPN client. Azure Active Directory Premium features multi-factor authentication, access control based on device health, user location, and identity. It also provides security reports, audits, and alerts. Cross-organizational collaboration makes it easier to grant vendors, contractors, and partners with risk-free access to in-house resources with Azure AD B2B collaboration. With multi-factor authentication, users are required to provide a password and another piece of information, such as a code that was sent to their mobile phone to sign in. This single component can enhance the overall security posture of an organization because it requires more than simply a password to access corporate data. As most breaches begin with compromised identities, this will protect data even in the event that a password is gathered through malicious means. Conditional access offers an intelligent assessment of granting or blocking access. It can allow the enforcement of multi-factor authentication based on factors such as group membership, application sensitivity, device state, location, and sign-in risk. Here's an example of how Microsoft EMS protects the identity of your users using advanced threat analytics. As you can see, reporting, alerting, and notifications are critical in ensuring that in the event of credentials getting into the wrong hands, IT can take the appropriate steps to ensure the security of the business applications. The second feature that I want to touch on is device management. Managing mobile devices such as phones and tablets has become essential for most organizations. Mobile device management, or MDM, is a feature that lets IT manage devices through the Security and Compliance Center in Office 365. You can also manage the applications on those devices through a subset of MDM, known as Mobile Application Management, or MAM. Microsoft Intune is another feature of enterprise mobility and security that provides more advanced features and benefits, such as the selective wipes of corporate data to remove apps, email, data management policies, and networking profiles from user devices remotely while leaving personal data intact, a unified endpoint management solution that lets IT manage mobile devices and desktop PCs from the same administrative environment. This is made possible through the tight integration that Microsoft has created between Intune and its System Center Configuration Manager. And finally, self-service capabilities enable users to perform tasks like updating passwords and joining and managing groups via a single portal to help save IT help desk on money. This applies across all iOS, Android, and Windows devices in the mobile ecosystem. Mobile application management without enrollment provides IT with the flexibility to control Office Mobile and other applications on users' mobile devices without having to enroll their devices in Intune. Mobile identity management enables users to access both their personal and work accounts using the same Office mobile apps, while only applying the MAM policies to their work account. This provides employees with a seamless experience while they are on the go. The idea is that within the Office 365 application, we have the ability to secure and separate corporate data from untrusted applications on any device. This containerized approach is offered for iOS, Android, and Windows and can work with or without MDM in place. This image shows how IT can manage specific business-enhancing policies down to end clients by restricting the ability to copy and paste or do other types of items that may conflict with corporate policy. As you can see, IT can restrict how users can disseminate data from their corporate Office 365 accounts. And finally, this graphic shows how to enroll a device using Microsoft EMS. As Anna tries to sign into Active Directory using a mobile device that is not registered, she would automatically be redirected to Microsoft Intune to register her iPad and apply corporate policies to then be able to access corporate data. The third feature that I'd like to highlight is information protection. With Office 365 rolling out features like OneDrive, SharePoint Online, and Exchange Online, important questions around security and identity management are raised. Who is allowed to access a particular document? Access is permitted, such as reading, editing, forwarding, or printing. How do you make sure the data is protected from its creation and that the protection travels with the data wherever it goes? Having this kind of control was important even before mobile devices and cloud computing. Today, in a mobile-first, cloud-first world, with users and applications spread all over the planet, it matters even more. Azure Information Protection provides many benefits. Classifying, labeling, and protecting data at the time of creation, or being able to modify it later, is a key feature. You can use policies to classify and label data in intuitive ways based on its source, context, and content. The classification can be fully automated, user-driven, or based on a recommendation. Once data is classified and labeled, protection can be applied automatically on that basis. You need to provide your users with simple and intuitive controls that protect their data but don't hinder their productivity. Data classification and protection controls are integrated into Office and other common applications. This simple one-click option is made to secure data that users are working on, and product notifications provide recommendations to help users make the right decisions. Document owners can track activities on shared data and revoke access when necessary. You can use logging and reporting to monitor and analyze shared data. IT can protect data whether it is stored in the cloud or on premises, and choose how encryption keys are managed with bring your own key options. In this image, we can clearly see how policy tips can provide guidance to users if they attempt to share data that is deemed private or confidential based on corporate policies. And here we can see that those same policy tips can also be applied to Office apps such as Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. And this image is a representation of how Microsoft EMS allows IT to prevent their users from downloading, either accidentally or intentionally, the content to unapproved applications. It also prevents them from sending sensitive information to unauthorized users. This chart is a listing of many of the security-related products and solutions that Microsoft makes available to customers. The specific items listed in bold are the ones that are included in Microsoft Enterprise Mobility and Security Suite. Azure Active Directory Conditional Access, Advanced Threat Analytics, Azure Information Protection, Cloud App Security, and Intune. And here's another view of those same products that are all part of the EMS bundle. As you can see, EMS E3, which is listed on the bottom, includes many of the core components that we highlighted today. EMS E5 includes additional advanced features that can provide additional value to your organization. As an example, the privileged access feature that can allow IT to provide just-in-time administrative access to their Office 365 environment is only available in Azure AD Premium P2, which is the more advanced flavor of Azure AD Premium, and that's only part of the EMS E5 suite. Although Azure Information Protection, P1, includes classification, P2 is needed if automated classification, labeling, and protection of supported on-premises files is needed. And finally, Microsoft Cloud App Security is a comprehensive cross-SaaS solution that provides IT with deep visibility, strong data controls, and enhanced threat protection to cloud apps. With this service, you can gain visibility into shadow IT by discovering cloud apps in use and can control and protect data in the apps once you sanction them to the service. Cloud App Security also requires the EMS E5 license. So as you can see, the EMS suite includes some pretty powerful capabilities that can surely enhance the security posture of your organization. Some of these tools require a lot of time and research to figure out exactly how to implement them, while others, on the other hand, are quite easy to turn on with simply a few mouse clicks. The cost of these tools is relatively inexpensive in comparison with the varied business challenges that these products solve. The EMS E3 bundle costs about $9 per user per month, while the EMS E5 bundle, which includes all of the E3 capabilities, plus the additional enhancements that we discussed, costs about $15 per user per month. If you're interested in pursuing this further, we would highly recommend enabling your Office 365 tenant account with a free 3-month trial. If you'd like us to assist you with getting that trial enabled and configured, please feel free to reach out to Andy or your dedicated Vicom account manager to set up some time with one of our engineers who can walk you through the process. As I've spent this entire session talking, I'd be happy to take any questions now at this time.
What else? What else? What other things are they doing? Yes, ACI. What else are we doing? Yeah, dude. The guy does it all. Okay. So the reason I said no before is because I can't have him use others as crutches. But,
guys.
So
Rick, did you have a question for us, perchance? Okay, guys, we've gone ahead and unmuted everybody. So, does anybody have any questions that they would like to like to ask of Vicom?
This is Rick. I don't have any questions right now.
Okay, got it. Sorry, just sounded like somebody was attempting to ask a question. Just wanted to make sure. So.
Andy, it's Marinelle. I do have a question. Is this a pre-record? Will we have this presentation available for us later on?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
We will make that available up and to our customers too. As this is a customer-facing webinar that we're running, we'll make it available to everyone as well.
Okay. And the recorded session also?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, that's great. All right.
Yep. Okay. Excellent. Well, Donnie, thank you very much. If there's any additional questions I'd like to ask of Donnie at this moment before we kind of move on. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and.
Thank you, Donnie.
Yeah, excellent. Great, terrific, Donnie. Great job, Donnie. So I've gone ahead and just muted everybody for the moment. We'll open it up again in a few minutes. But what I wanted to do was just take a quick moment there, just to let everybody understand on the line who the organization is that we're talking about, that both Donnie and I are part of. So the organization that we're part of is Vicom Computer Services, and we're a 35-year-old IT solution and services provider headquartered in the New York metro area that helps organizations implement, optimize, maintain, and transform their IT infrastructure environments, and specifically their IT infrastructure environments. And we do that through technology, we do it through services and resources, and it includes all of the different technologies that an organization might see around their enterprise data center or cloud environments today. And that very much includes a very large Microsoft practice that we have, which is a big part of helping, and a big part of that is helping firms with their Office 365 and related environments. So when it comes to overall solutions, we have solutions around all aspects of your IT infrastructure, including cloud, be it on-prem, hybrid, or multi-cloud, IT and data security, data protection and high availability solutions, including disaster recovery and business continuity specifically for IT. We have enterprise management solutions, which includes solutions around operations management and services management and service management and the integration of each, as well as consulting services and IT government. In addition, we have a suite of professional services to help organizations wherever they sit within the maturity level of their IT environments, solutions, or services needs. It includes consulting and assessment services, architecture and design services, implementation and migration, as well as support and management services, and staffing services as well. So that's a little bit about the organization that we have. So at this point, what I'd like to do one more time is just open it up if there was any questions before we close out for either myself on anything around Vicom or anything that Donnie talked about today. Okay. Excellent. Well, that being the case, everyone, so I want to thank you for attending our webinar this morning. We hope you found the information useful. We hope we found it relevant to your organization and in what you're doing today. If you'd be interested in more information, please feel free to reach out to me or to your account manager. You will receive an email from me. You will receive an email from me in the next couple of days. But in the meantime, if you're interested in hearing more about any of the things we talked about, and specifically Microsoft Enterprise Mobility plus Security, please feel free again to reach out to me or your Vicom account manager. The contact information will be left up on the screen for a couple minutes for those. There we go. Contact information will be left up on the screen for a couple minutes and from the email that you received from me. So again, we want to thank you again for joining us, and please feel free to share information about the feedback on the webinar as well. So thank you for considering Vicom and Microsoft, and have a great day, everyone. Thank you.